James, first of all, first time we've spoken to you today, so bring us up to date and let us know exactly what's on the agenda. What's the plan, if you like, for the day?
Well, the plan of this state visit starts here at the Élysée Palace with Ursula von der Leyen. Now, she is the head of the European Commission, and she's expected here around 10:30, a little bit before. There will be a bilateral meeting between her and Emmanuel Macron before Xi Jinping arrives a little bit later. Then the three leaders will sit down together and have a talk. Now, we can expect that to be a lot about trade between the EU and China. Then there is a following sequence in the afternoon. There'll be an official welcoming ceremony at the Invalides Hotel here in Paris. Now, that is a Napoleonian site. There will be a troops review there, so that is very much the pomp and the decorum that will be important in this part of the visit. Both delegations will be presented. Then both leaders will head back to Le Théâtre de Marigny, where an economic forum between French and Chinese companies is being held. There will be a closing word there. And then back to the Élysée Palace here, there'll be a bilateral discussion between the French and Chinese presidents and a presentation to the press. No questions. This will be simply a declaration to the journalists who are in large numbers here today in the Élysée Palace.
And of course, James, the big thing is what they're going to be talking about. An awful lot of hot topics that need to be discussed.
Yes, absolutely. So this morning with Ursula von der Leyen, we can expect there to be a discussion of trade. As you know, there are tensions between the trade between the EU and China, especially at the moment. What they're going to try and do with Ursula von der Leyen is try to develop a third way, if you will, at a time when indeed tension is sharply on the rise between the US and China. The idea is for Europe to show that it wants to protect its own industry, but also keep ties with China. The objective is to get Chinese investment in France in leading industries such as electric cars or batteries. France would like more of those. Indeed, that's one of the objectives for Emmanuel Macron, but also making sure that the Chinese market is open to French companies. And also very, very important part that will most likely be discussed more this afternoon and at the state dinner tonight, and that is, of course, diplomacy and Ukraine. Emmanuel Macron wants to try and push Xi Jinping to use the considerable influence he has over Vladimir Putin of Russia to try and, as it is said here in the Élysée Palace, change the calculus when it comes to the Ukrainian war, try to give a bit of an inflection to the situation. What we're being told here at the Élysée Palace is that, of course, they're not expecting an outright commitment by Xi Jinping to try and talk to Vladimir Putin or end this war. But what they're saying is that they're trying to get things ready for when the time comes so that China does not completely go to the Russian side and does not take that extra step as to openly back Russia with its offensive, but indeed tries to calm things down. Those are one of the objectives. And of course, there'll also be talk of the Middle East and Africa.
James, thanks very much. James Andre at the Élysée Palace there is going to continue to follow that visit throughout the day.